FuturestraderElite here this morning for your NQ Premarket Prep on 10/21. Let's get this chart pulled up and see at the look at what we got going on the higher time frame. This here's the 1 hour, and as we can see, we have almost already taken back the whole move from that drop. We got real close yesterday and overnight last night. And so the question would have to be is, with this recovery, are we going to put in all-time highs? Or, since we didn't tag that, we need, in order to do so, we gotta break structure here and get continuation. Or was this just a lower high than the all-time highs for something bigger that might be coming, you know? Or we in a spot where they want to bring this back to this trend line again, the way they did back here, revisit this and get into this imbalance zone that needs to be filled, and then bounce. I have a feeling they're going to try to put in all-time highs today, unless the overall picture is not looking real good for the entire market. But I guess we'll let them open and see what happens after the market opens. But that's what we have on the higher time frame at what I'm looking at. Well, we're going to drop down. Well, before I would drop down, I guess as far as the higher time frame, I would be concerned with them, depending on what kind of day they have. You know, are they going to pull this back pretty good? Because now that we've gotten that whole move back, let's say, well, let's pull some fibs on there real quick and see where some levels are. Let's go from this low right here, and when we hit that line to where that high is right there, and the 50% fib lands on this all-time high, previous all-time high line right here. And I got so many other things on the chart, I can't even hardly read that number, but it's got to be like 24.9 or 889 or 9 something. But that don't matter. What we need to see is the 38.2, the 50, and the 61.8. So if we can't pull back to the 50, we're down here around this yellow line, which is under 2,900. Or I mean, under 900. And then we got the 61.8 down here. Let's grab the local so we can actually see. That's 886 at the 50. 61.8 is 774. Those are areas that I would be looking at if we start getting a pretty heavy pullback today or tomorrow on the higher time frame. We're at 276 or so right now, I believe, and 886, it's 400 points practically, and then 61.8. So excuse me, we'll take these off. Let's drop down to the 15 minute. Let's see here. So as you can see, got some more imbalance zones in here. We filled that one, so this can disappear. But now we got this one back here. And now this is on the 15 minute. You got this red trend line up here. It'll be a 1 hour. And the all-time high is this yellow line right here is all-time high. This was the previous all-time high that we rejected off of. Now we got the 1 hour trend line there. And this blue line put in at some point or another, acting as some kind of support or resistance. So we're going to leave that there for now. So So what I'd be looking at is we got the golden pivot at 212. And then, now I know this is still kind of early, but say I'm going to come grab my drawing tool and say that, say the market was about to open, and I was looking at this right now, I would be like, okay, so we got rejection here. We got previous all-time high plus a trend line. So I'm going to be thinking to myself, if the market's about to open, I'm going to grab this box here and go from about 370 to maybe 355. It looks like, yeah, 355. I'm going to throw that box in there, as in I'm going to be watching this zone for when the market opens. Right now, if I was looking to the downside and the market was about to open, I'd grab another rectangle, and I come in here and I see this golden pivot here, and I'm going to think, well, I think maybe we get a bounce here. We're at 277. The golden pivot's at 212. That's a pretty hard drop right there. So I'm going to say, how about I start, let's say right here. I'm going to come down to the top of the zone box because there's a previous all-time high. There's a yellow line at the top of that box. And so I'm just going to say, well, I'm going to be paying attention to this, which I'm actually going to be paying attention to this. But this is what I'm talking about. This is what I would be doing. And then, you know, you can come in here and think, well, there's a possible, we got this yellow all-time high, previous all-time high. This green line can act as support and resistance. And then we got the pivot, the zone box, another previous all-time high, two of them there, plus a imbalanced zone right there. So there's a lot here to bounce from. And then you can see this was when the in pre-market yesterday when that move started. So that we got yesterday. And you can see we had that buy signal put in a couple candles ahead of time, but there's still a pretty good pullback there, it looks like. Let's get down here and check this out real quick. That got put in around 112, around 130. That dropped down to about 117 or a little better. It's about 15 points, but that still ain't bad. Depending on your risk management, you could have waited, you know. And if it's, you got the buy signal here, and what you got right here, it got that pullback, but what this was a retest of structure break right there. Boom, right there, structure break, retested it. You got the buy signal ahead of time, and if you was patient enough and was I wasn't watching this. No, I'm only seeing this now. When I'm intraday trading, I check the 15-minute chart, but I don't check it with detail like that, not like I do on a 1 minute or a 5 minute. But I guess I should start. Maybe everybody should. I don't know. So now that we're on done that on the 15, let's look at the 5. We might get a little bit clearer picture on what we want to do. Let's see here. Excuse me. All right, so now we got them zones in there. And we look at this. Let's say you know, you can come in here. It's on the 5 minute. Let's put a ray on this. Or a trend line, I mean. And I would have, for me, I will be looking at break of structure right here. Coming out of this zone box, breaking this structure, and getting through this line. Let's kind of see what this line has done. So that line, this blue line's been in here for a while, and you know, it acted as support when it got up here. You see how it caught that in the zone box, and then it come through, went up, come back through, and it kind of retested that blue line. So what I'd be looking at as of right now is break a structure right here and the zone box. So if we get momentum here in pre-market or something before the market opens, I'm going to be looking to take trade of break here, take profit up here on the next structure break. Entry, take profit. Continuation, take profit 2. Continuation, take profit 3, somewhere up here into this, getting into this zone or the high. That's only if that plays out, but that's what I would be looking at. And those will be A+ setups if we get the volume and the momentum. And then what you're gonna have to watch for here in the morning is, we might get some chop around here until we get closer to market open. But if we stay within this zone box right here, 95, 295 and 265, or maybe even between this blue line, 305 and 265, if we stay inside that zone till the market opens here, these zone boxes up here, these are areas that I'd be looking at that we put in for sure, especially if we stay right here chopping around. Now, if we get real close to one of these before the market opens, I'll update that in the Discord, what the game plan there would be, because that might cancel something out if we get something crazy going. And so I think that's really all I got for NQ Premarket Prep this morning. I don't want to get too far down the road with what might happen today. First, let's see what happens in this area, and then we'll build trade plans off of that, and it'll be posted live in the Discord. If you're new here, hit that like and subscribe. Come join the Discord for free, where you can get live updates in the market open in real time as things are happening. I'll be posting stuff like this in the live updates ideas in Discord. Be safe out there. Trade smart.